morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture, just to see how those incidents affect our daily lives. Listen, we are moving along. I told you I picked up a new show. Picked up Atlanta, the third season. We are in episode 2. Let me see what the name of this episode is. Sinterklaas is coming to town. So, here we go. Let me tell y'all. That first episode was a little heavy, was a little triggering. I don't know what it had to do with Atlanta any more than the fact that it happened in Atlanta, or is Atlanta the city becoming a character within this series, a prominent character. We're going to be going back and forth. I don't know. It is the last season. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen. So we're going to get into this episode, and it's just going to be a big summary. Not going to spend that much time because I have one more episode to get to you, and then on the from the fourth episode into the conclusion, it is going to be watch along. I'm going to watch it along with you all, and then give my commentary as we go. Now, as we open this episode, we see Ern is in bed with a woman. I don't think he knows who she is. He's still in Copenhagen, while Paperboy and them are in Amsterdam. He wakes up, and that's that thing about Ern. Ern is just, I don't know what it is. He just doesn't apply himself as swiftly as he needs to. So his team is gone and he's still in Copenhagen. I guess he needed to make sure that all the equipment and stuff was on time. Well, anyway, all that to say is that he wakes up in the morning, and when he wakes up, he realizes that he was supposed to have picked up Van from the airport a couple of hours ago, because I think what he was going to do was get up early, go to the airport, and then he was going to meet Van in the airport and come home. He doesn't do that. So he calls, and I never can get Lakeith Stanfield's character's name, but he calls him and asks him to pick up Van, and then he then tells Ern that Paperboy had been arrested and he's in jail right now. So, Lakeith Stanfield's character, I'm going to get his name in a minute. He picks up Van. Van doesn't have any of her luggage or anything like that. It's lost. So they go to a thrift store to pick up some stuff. I don't know. They started talking and they seem like they think alike, almost a little bit. But anyway. They go to this thrift store. They get this coat. The first coat smelled like gasoline. The second coat she got, it had an address in it. So she decides, hey, we're going to go to the address. Well, he decides we're going to go to the address. They get to the address. Happenstance, these people need a taxi. So they're going to ride them to wherever it is they have to go. You find out that they are I don't want to call them a cult, but there's some kind of death. Oh, I don't know what to call it. But the lady said she was a death doula, child. So she's helping transition. They're helping people, I guess, transition to the next life. And so they decide to stay, those two, because they just go through the world, just all happenstance. It don't matter to them. They just do whatever. But anyway. Ern reaches out with the promoter because Paperboy is supposed to do this show. Now, what they're seeing is in Amsterdam, I guess Sinterklaas is sort of like the story of, well, it isn't sort of, it's the story of Santa Claus. Because if you're not familiar with it, the story of Santa Claus is actually, the Santa Claus character there is actually black. And they wear blackface to usher in this Christmas, the Santa Claus's Christmas season, because the story of Santa Claus comes from over that way. But here we gotta whitewash it, because you can't have no black man or black, because apparently he's supposed to be like a pygmy man or a small man. You can't have that kind of man running through, coming down your chimney and stuff like that. But they don't seem to care. And so it's a culture shock for Paperboy and them to keep seeing these people in blackface. To the point, there's a lot of moving parts going on. Because we see Van and I can't think of Lakeith Stanfield's name. Anyway, we'll look his name up later. We're just gonna keep going because his name just slips me. I just said his name before, but it just slips my mind. So anyway, y'all bear with me. So Ernest, he gets Paperboy out because he gets an advance on Paperboy in his concert fee. So he gets Paperboy out. He and Paperboy go around and are doing some things like, doing things like that. It's nothing major, but it ends up at the concert because they see so many people in blackface. And Ern has asked his promoter for all this advance money, and then Paperboy doesn't even perform because they're freaked out in all of this blackface. Because, like I said, it's a culture shock. They're freaked out. Boy, that promoter gets so mad, and he started chasing Ern. He starts to chase Ern and about to beat him up, and then he can't get to Ern like he wants to. So the first guy he sees in blackface, he beats him up, and he beats him up in effigy like he's supposed to be Ern. Real crazy. And Ern sees that, and he just goes away. Now we get back to Van and Lakeith Stanfield's character. They're with the death doula and the death transitioning, I'm going to say called. So they're helping this guy transition, and all the while they're talking about Tupac and how they believe that Tupac was still alive and all of this stuff right here. So baby, they were talking about transition. Now I'm thinking that this man is sickly. And he's about to take his last breath because he has some sort of disease or something like that. Baby, that's not what it appeared, because when they're talking to him, she's like, "Oh, he can hear you. Tell him and tell him, talk to the." Let me back up. I had some coffee. Let me back up. So Van and them are in this place where they're celebrating the life of this man. And there's a little party, like a reception, and they're eating the food, and they're having drinking the drinks. They're having, pretty much a decent time. And then they all line. There's a lady sitting at the edge of the bed that looked like his mother or something. I'm not really sure. We're talking about the guy who's dying. And so the death doula talks to Van and says, do you want to say goodbye? So Van goes over there, and she's very sweet, about him, like it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay, and she's like, the death doodle was still a Van. He can hear you. He can hear you. I'm talking so fast because, baby, I wasn't prepared for what I saw then. So then I guess the clock struck the time where he was supposed to die, where he was going to die. And I thought he had just transitioned on. Baby, that death doula hit some kind of switch, and this plastic rubber silicone sheet flopped down on that man, strangled him to death. He's just flailing, trying to get breath. He's just flailing. I'm like, who wants to go out like that? Who wants to suffocate to death? Why they didn't give him some meds or something? Baby, this man suffocated to death, and it was just violent. And I was sitting here like, Lord, what is going on over here in Amsterdam as they out here touring? But baby, that freaked me out. Again, like I said, Ern played the promoter because Paperboy decided that he wasn't going to perform, which then led for the promoter to beat up somebody in effigy because he wanted to get to Ern's face. Ern told himself, well, you're not out any money because the insurance will pay for that. We'll just call the insurance. We'll call the insurance and let them know that, Paperboy's not performing, yada, 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 yada. But baby, really weird episode. I think that, Van and, let me just take 5 seconds to look this man's name up. Because I hate when I do that. It's not a good, I hate when I do that. Let's see what his name is. Darius. Why was that so hard? Darius. So it seems... okay. It seems like Van and Darius may have a connection, not really sure. But I do know this experience has shocked them. So I don't know exactly what's going on. And that's basically what the way the episode ended, with the promoter beating up on the fan who was beating him up at thinking that he was Ernest. So tell me what y'all thought about this episode. It went real quick. It didn't have a lot of moving parts. So I guess we're going to be over here in Amsterdam and overseas with Paperboard touring. I don't know if we're getting back to Atlanta or not, but we will see. Ooh. Anyway, tell me what you think of this episode. Tell me what you think of the Atlanta series. Have you been following Atlanta since the first season? I've watched the first and I've watched the second season. So tell me what you all think of this episode. We're going to move along, get over here to episode 3. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hey, I'm over here making these videos. Please tell your family, your friends, your co-workers, even tell them people that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos, child. I'm still on my quest to 500 subscribers, and I am slowly creeping along. I'm almost at 40, so thank you all for subscribing. Please let everybody else know that you're over here watching these videos and you like what you see, so they can come over here and subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe, and please leave me a comment, whether it's, hey, how you doing, Pam, or something about the show. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to interact from you. And as always, people, bye-bye.